Alright, welcome to day 19 of the Vera Series. Hopefully you're level 80 by now, but starting out, you want to go to Artificial Island. You want to go back to build and you want to hit claim because you can only hold these resources for 24 hours. On top of that, I recommend that you kill your enemies earlier rather than later. And of course, you want to check your exchange store and buy those weekly items. Next, you want to do Mia's Kitchen, and you want to knock out your 4 bounties for the day. And I'm going to go with Vera due to Starweave Night, which brings us to Vitality, starting with joint operations. So for today, we got access to Pants, Glove, a King, and a Crow Matrix. So this is a very good dungeon to do, and you might even want to use a few Vitality solutions. On top of that, we can also do Sadness Valley. But you also want to check your Stargate, so you want to go to Interstellar Exploration. And remember, you want to check Vera, as well as check Aspera, so that way you can get all of your Stargates. And you want to see if you have any level 3 Stargates, and the best way to tell is if this weapon battery category has a number 3, it's a level 3 Stargate, but if it has a number 2, it's a level 2 Stargate. But if you don't have any level 3s or level 2s, you could always do Dimensional Trials, and if you need money, you could always do Space-Time Domains, and if you just don't have a lot of time, you could always make Omnium Beacons. Which brings us to our optionals, and that is giving gifts to your 1.0 characters, and the best way to do that is to go to the black market, see this island, and do the claw machine, and do your 2 trainings for the day. But what is not optional is doing your 6 fun zones, and trying to knock out your 6 Greyspace fissures. On top of that, I would try to do the Twilight zone, because it has really good rewards. But you do have an 8-hour time limit, so there is no rush. And if you need help on how to do any of those, I got a guide on my channel. Then again, I want to remind you about Appointed Research, because you get 5 free energy a day, but you can only hold 20 energy, so you want to make sure that this does not cap. But if you enjoy these daily guides, I would greatly appreciate a like so that way they can spread on YouTube. Then we got our events. Hopefully you logged in enough times to get the rewards, which brings us to Starweave Night. So now we are in phase 3, and for the new mission, we basically have a challenge difficulty and a normal difficulty to where we fight bosses and we can get energy. Now, these are probably the most annoying bosses to fight, and I recommend that you just do runs of Rudolph and Magma just to get 500 energy every Force Decipher. It's going to be much easier and you get more energy. But we do have new request missions to where you need to do challenging difficulty 2 times and you need to do normal difficulty 5 times. On top of that, we need to upgrade 1 weapon to level 120, and we need to perfect decipher 6 password chests. But I recommend that you try to do these with friends because they are a little difficult, especially if you're just matchmaking. So now let's talk about the store, since we're in phase 3 and it's completely unlocked. And to get the tactical eyepiece, you need to spend at least 1500 energy to unlock this, and it will cost you 600 energy to max it out. Unfortunately, all we get is 10 shards. It would have been pretty nice if we got a whole tactical eyepiece, especially having to wait all the way to phase 3 before this finally unlocked. But I did want to go ahead and point out to you that there are daily limit items. We have crystal chunks, and you can buy 3 of these, so you can get 150 crystal chunks a day for 375 energy. On top of that, we have the elemental ore shard box where you have a daily limit of 50, even though I bought one, to where you can max that out for 1500 energy. So altogether, that's going to cost you 1875 energy to max everything out a day. But when it comes to the elemental ore box, you can kind of decide if it's worth to go for that. We may need that in the future, but so far I have 1800 and it hasn't really seemed like I had to use those, even with my multiple characters. But it looks like Fall Guys is coming to Tower of Fantasy, where we can get even more rewards. One of the rewards that stick out to me are the Lost Techs, because the only way to get these are getting Golden Supply Pods in the Confounding Abyss, and there's only so many, so hopefully they add these to all the events and we can get quite a lot of these in each event. Then we got the Weekly tab. And I already gave you guys the warning on type 3 keys, so if you guys want to go ahead and use those to get tactical eyepieces, feel free, but I'm going to try to save mine just in case we get other pieces of gear in the future. But you want to make sure you do enough things down here so that way you can get everything up top, which brings us to our challenges. So if you're trying to do something like the Bygone Phantasm or Frontier Clash, you might want to use your Mia's Kitchen so that way you can power yourself up, starting with the Bygone Phantasm. So again, I recommend that you take a look at this weapon bonus. And if you have a good weapon bonus, you might want to do this sneak to next level, and if your CS is high enough, you're going to be able to jump up 11 levels as long as you can beat that floor. But the thing that really determines your rank is sequential phantasm. So if you can get a high score here, that's going to really help solidify your rank for the week. Frontier Clash. We got another attempt today, so we can either try to knock it out and get an upgraded piece of gear, or you could just wait till Saturday and knock out all 3 attempts for the week. Void Rifts, if this is a first time boss for you, you want to go ahead and knock that out. Wormhole, we got 2 days left to go ahead and complete this, so you might want to try to do it today rather than wait till the last day so that we can get that energy crystal dust. Raids, now you want to make sure you do these last 2 on heroic, and you do battle test area on heroic so that way you can get the best rewards for the week. Break from Destiny, now you want to make sure you do this at least 1 time so that way you can get those dark crystals once the season ends. And Apex League, if you're trying to reach Grand Marshal, you might want to put a couple hours in each day. Then we got our daily buys, so you want to go to shop, hot, and buy your 2 vitality solutions. But for me, I'm going to pass since I have 105. If you can afford it, I recommend you get your advancement modules and your booster modules for the week. And if you want to well out, you can always do a point of research. Which brings us to the Commissary, starting with the Crystal Dust Store. So you want to get your advancement modules, your booster modules, and your Vera special gift for the week. But when it comes to your Potent Omnium Crystal, I recommend that you pass because you should get enough Potent Omnium Crystals to get to an 8.3 or 8.4 suppressor through expiration alone. But what you can do with your Golden Crystal Dust is buy a good pair of boots, and if you have a good pair of boots, then you can buy hands, and if you have a good pair of hands, then you can buy whatever else you want. Base Time Store, you want to buy your booster modules, your advanced modules, and your data repeater for the week. Cruise Store, now the only thing you want to spend your points on are relics, and the relics that I recommend are Space Time Rift, unless you have a level 3, or Omnium Shield. Support Store, you want to buy your 3 joint supply chips for the week, and if you can, try to buy your proof of purchase and gold nucleus using return support points. And if you need help on how to do that, I got a guide on my channel. Point Store, now the only thing you want to spend your points on are spare special gifts, so that way you don't have to do training, black market, or Cetus Island again. But if you need to level up your matrices or weapons, you could always buy matrix data packs or weapon batteries. But besides that, I just recommend exploring Vera so that way we can be ready for patch 2.2. And I also wanted to let you guys know that I actually put the wrong Discord link down in the description, but it should be working now, so feel free to join the Discord if you want. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If so, feel free to check out my predictions for patch 2.2. But other than that, talk with you guys later.